A few years ago, my husband had a heart attack. He was taken to Tough Medical in Boston and evaluated for a heart. We were there for 2 weeks, and I didn't know where the money was going to come from for me to stay in Boston. My coworkers asked me, did I know anything about the employee fund. They jumped on the bandwagon and helped me out and did all the work for me while I was in Boston. And we got the assistance. I was relieved a little bit, because I didn't have to worry about the financial end of it. The following year, he was stricken again, and he needed to go back to Boston. And the employee fund was there for me again. It really took a burden off of me. Just can't say enough how grateful I am and thankful that, the employee fund drive was there for us.
As a nurse, philanthropic funding helps us to buy additional equipment for things such as bladder scanners in the emergency department, mannequins for our School of Nursing for the students to practice on, additional equipment for the waiting rooms, furniture, so that the capital dollars that have already been spent don't often allow us to purchase those items. My sister was a long-term nurse who started her career at the Eddy Memorial and then actually spent 20 years at St. Mary's, worked in all areas of the hospital, primarily the emergency department and the ICU. Unfortunately, she passed away in 2007, and I'm very proud to say that her family were able to establish a scholarship that is given on an annual basis to a nurse who is continuing her education. That scholarship is funded through the philanthropic dollars and is given to a nurse in May every year during Nurses Week. The ability to provide scholarships to nurses to advance their education, whether it be a bachelor's degree, master's degree, or even doctorate degrees, is very important. Certainly in New York State, there's going to be a requirement to have a bachelor's degree at some point in the course of the next few years, and it also will enable those nurses to care for us better into the future.
I participate in the Global Health Volunteers program that does medical missions to Peru. The mission that we do is to seek out people in need of care. We bring them into this program and then set them up for surgery. We provide follow-up care as well. Because we have a long-standing relationship there, we've been able to create health posts that continue the work when we're not there. So it's very important for a mission to not just put a Band-Aid on a medical problem, but to really increase the health of the community. And we have provided education for diabetes and maternal care and have actually reduced maternal mortality in the area. The team members also benefit from going on these missions as well. Philanthropic donations support the program in general, but they actually provide enough monies so that we don't have to charge the patient anything for the care. It's just very rewarding to provide care that's life-changing for these people who otherwise have no access to care.
Six years ago, I was bicycle riding with my wife and 3 friends on a bike path, and it was crowded that day, so I was on the right side of the bike path and I was coming down a hill. At the bottom of the hill there was a S-turn, and I made the right-hand turn, and as I was making the left-hand turn I realized I was going a little too fast, so I tried to slow down, but I was drifting off the bike path. Seeing that the bike path was a little higher than the grass, I decided to go off on the grass in a controlled manner and continue to stop my bike. Unfortunately, when I went off onto the grass, the bike stopped, and I flew over the handlebars and down a 16-foot embankment. I landed on my head, broke my neck, and severely injured my spinal cord. The equipment called the TheraStride has helped me progress in not only my strength in my legs to walk, but also the gait and balance. During the course of that therapy, I progressed from using a walker to walk short distances to being able to use forearm crutches. I mostly use my wheelchair and then my walker occasionally. Wheelchair probably 95% of the time. Now I use my crutches 5% of the time. Definitely you have to instill motivation to continue working because you can continue to make gains. It's a marathon, it's not a sprint. Philanthropy is what drives advancements in healthcare, and thus when people donate money to institutions, they allow them to get the latest equipment that helps people advance their lives.
It was a long time coming for us to get married because we've been together for, well, since 2007. No rain, I had an awesome dress, and everything went off really well. I found out about the fire from my sister, who also works in the operating room. I was scrubbed into surgery, and my husband had contacted her, and she had come to notify me of the fire, and I immediately left the hospital and started to drive home. And on the way home, you could see the smoke coming from all of the buildings that were burning. We lost everything in the fire. We had lived in the apartment together about 8 years or so. So all of my jewelry, thanks to my grandparents, decorations for Christmas, clothing, you name it, we lost it, everything. The money that we received from the Crisis Assistance Fund absolutely helped us. It helped us to get back on our feet after losing everything. I just wanted to thank all of my coworkers that donated to this fund. It really helped us get back on our feet, and thank you.